Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat again, and I am going to continue on this same day for me, new day for you, but continue on with the, I guess you could call it altered calendar journal. I have done a few little things, as you can see. I just went around her with a Sharpie pen that is, I have no idea what size. It's a fine point pen anyway, just, you know, squiggly little dots. I did the same thing on this down here just to add a little something to it. So I was going to go ahead and do the houses at the top so you could see, and then we're going to do some other kind of doodly pages. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. But yeah, I just thought this will add, I don't know, more of a maybe artistic feel to these, or hand-drawn feel to these. Obviously, this is not something you have to do, but if you know, like this idea, then it just adds a little something. So if you just started watching, I am using an old calendar. Well, it was actually the last 2 years, but to make a journal, much like you would do for an altered book. So if you've done an altered book journal where you glue the pages, where's the page I did? Oh. You know, you fold down the top of one page and turn it into a pocket using the page behind it, that kind of thing. That's basically what I'm doing with this calendar. It's actually a planner, but you could also use a regular calendar. And I did show that in the first one of these videos that I did, and I will try to remember to link, or, you know, I'm going to make a playlist of the videos so that, you know, you can watch them all together, or however you decide, make it easier to find them. So I am just doodling on here however I feel like, just little lines and going around the doors and the windows and all that. And that's essentially what I did down here. Just went around the circles, did little squigglies, whatever. I'm not trying to make it perfect. It's not meant to look perfect. That's not what I'm going for at all. I want it to be sort of that hand-drawn look, you know. I just think that would be fun to have in this with these whimsical images. And you can do them however you like. You can leave them the way they are. Whatever. It just is a fun little thing to do, I feel like. So what are you guys up to? Are you doing one of these calendar journals? And of course, you can use any scrapbook paper you have, scraps. This would be a great way to use up scraps, because you could collage whole pages, which I think we might do too. You know, Nancy Pitter is doing her collage challenge, and I have done a few. I just haven't gotten around to catching up, but I might do the yellow and the orange collages in here so that, you know, because they're bright and happy, and I think that they'll go well with all this, with the dolls and the funky little houses and all that. I think it'll be fun, and it'll add interest to this little journaly experience. But the cool thing about this is, I feel like, because it's an old calendar that was going to go in the trash, there's not so much stress about, oh my gosh, if I do this wrong, or I glue that or sew that wrong or whatever, it's going to mess up the whole thing. Because honestly, you were going to throw it in the trash. So it doesn't really matter. Like, just have fun with it and go for it. And maybe you'll get some new ideas or do some new things that you can use in your, I don't want to say real journals, because this is a real journal, but you know what I mean. And you're completely handmade, all hand sewn in signatures, that whole thing. You might get a new feel for something different in those too by doing something like this. So that's that's kind of what I think would be fun. And then, did I show you this? I went around these too with just the squiggly around, all that kind of thing. And I think I'll go around this pocket. So if you are doing this, let me know if you have like an Instagram or something like that, because I like to see what people are doing and what you've made and all those kind of things. I just think that's fun. I could go around these a little. Now, you might not even want to start this, because then you know, you always feel like you got to do it to everything in the journal. And you might not want to. So just do what you want. It's just an idea. I'm basically, you know, on my YouTube channel, I just am throwing out ideas. You might find one little thing each day or whatever that you think is fun and you want to try. Or there might be some days when you're like, yeah, I already know how to do all that. I already do that. And that's very possible, because we all kind of do similar things, honestly. But you might find something new and fun to do. So just play with it. Have a good time. Okay, so that made that a little bit more artistic, I feel like. So then the other thing I thought would be fun, and I forgot to look for a Sharpie, but I think I have some Sharpies right here. And a Posca. These pages are a little bit thin, so if yours is like this, you're probably just going to maybe want to use a real fine tip pen so that it doesn't soak through. But I wanted to do just some, I don't know, doodle pages that we can use in the journal, because it's going to have that hand-drawn look. So I'm just going to do things like, you know, these little, and these I can just tear up. This is just extra paper I have from my Etsy orders that, you know, is left over after I cut the mailing tag off. So I try to use these, I dye them and use them to back tags and all sorts of things. Sometimes I just doodle on them, try to draw faces, whatever. To use them up. But this, I thought I can do some doodles and then tear them to use in this kind of art journal. I just thought it would be fun. So this may be super boring for some of you, and I'm sorry. But this is what I wanted to do, so, and I didn't want to like leave you guys out on how I'm doing things. So I'm trying to include my steps or the things that I do. And it might be an idea that you hadn't thought of, because I actually was looking into digitals, and I'm like, well, I kind of want paper that if I want to, I can add some gesso to, or something like that. And I can't really do that with digitals, because if you know digitals, you if you add paint or gesso or whatever to them, oftentimes the color comes off and goes into the gesso, and then it just kind of looks muddy, or like, you know, if there was red underneath and the gesso turns pink and you wanted it white, it's just, yeah, that kind of thing. So I was like, I don't really want something I have to print, and I didn't really want to buy well, what it was is I didn't want to wait for scrapbook paper to get to me if I ordered it. And I just didn't really feel like going and buying any. So there you go. I'm just gonna doodle my own. So then you could do something like put some dots with it. I mean, these are just simple doodles, but they kind of look cool if you're doing art journaling or different types of collage, to add some black and white. I feel like, I think it really pops, and especially with something like these digital kits that I'm using that have lots of bright colors, and that if you use too many bright colored papers, it all just starts to blend and go away, and there's things you can't see and all that. And so that's where often our book page comes in. But this gives you a little bit more of that modern look if that's what you want. But breaks up all the colors. So I feel like it's a good thing to use. Plus, it's very zen just doing these type of things. I feel like. You may agree, you may not, and feel free to fast forward. I totally get it. Like, who's got time to sit and watch me do this, right? But it's part of the process. And as you can see, I'm not doing it perfect. All these arches aren't perfect, you know. All the dots aren't in the exact same spot. Don't stress yourself out about all that, because if you're going to use it for collage and you're going to tear them up, then it makes no difference, because you're just going to see bits and pieces of it. You're not going to see the whole page. And really, honestly, once you get done doing a whole page, you might be like, hey, that's kind of cool looking, you know? So don't be hard on yourself about it, because it doesn't matter. It's just a decorative piece of a larger puzzle. Oh, there's one of my winter fashionistas I started. And then you could also do something like different, give yourself sort of a checker book look, but they don't all have to be the same size and perfect checkerboard. It's kind of fun if they're not perfect. Do more of rectangle. It's the janky look, right? But this is going to soak through onto the page behind it, so that is why I didn't want to do it on my actual pages. I wanted it to be pieces of paper that I can glue on or add later. It's a beautiful day here today. I know some of you are getting like a lot of snow. We are not getting snow, which is very weird for us this time of the year. I mean, we do have our winters that are good and those that are bad. I guess we're having a good one, but it's like we got our whole winter in December, and then that was it. November, December. I mean, it's cold. There's no doubt about that. But with the sun shining, it makes you just kind of like, it's nice. I went to walk this morning, and my husband's like, it's only like a few degrees out there, right? I'm like, yeah, but if I don't go, then I'm going to not go, once you start doing that. So it's called Bundle Up and just get it done. I don't know why I prefer that so much over exercising in the house. I wish I did prefer exercising in the house, because obviously, but I just love going for walks. And if that's what I feel like doing, I guess that's what I'm going to do. Just like gets my day going, It's very relaxing. As is this. Because you kind of get zen. So maybe what I'll do is pause, because you guys are probably like, yeah, I got it. You're drawing stuff on paper. But I feel like this would be a great thing to sit in front of the TV and do. You could just sit there and doodle away. You don't have to put a lot of thought into it. Don't overstress yourself about every little detail. Kind of like collaging in front of the TV. You're just relaxing. Okay, I'll finish this and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I have done, you saw most of this. I just added the white dots. I did this page of squigglies and then lines with dots and all that jazz. I did some squares and dots and some leaves. And then I did this whole page of just circles because I love those. So I think we will use one of these back behind here. I'm just going to tear it because I can make more. That's the advantage of doing that. And I can just put this one, something like that. I do like the flowers. I think I'll try to keep the flowers. I might go ahead and take it just up to the top of the page. And then maybe we can do something with some houses or something. Oh, this one might be fun. Sorry if you hear my husband. He's in the garage. I don't know doing what. Banging and crashing around. As he does sometimes. Do I just want like some old paper? I could do sorry, took me a minute there. Some math paper. Let's do that. I like that. Did I say hi and hugs on this video? I need to say hi and hugs to Wendy, Janelle, and Mitzi. Love you guys. Thank you so much for your kind comments and always watching. I really appreciate you guys. You're so good to me, all of you. And I thank you. So, note to self, this would be easier if I would have done this before I glued this page down. But I didn't, so we're just going to go with it. Where did I do with my ruler? We're not sweating nothing on this one. Because we're just going to have fun. Like I said, if it's a disaster, I'll just keep it. And we will have had fun. I'm not even going to ink. Some things I will, some things I won't. This black and white, I kind of want it, you know, with the white. So I'm going to leave it. Yeah, these little doodly pages are very fun, except I don't know how I'm going to put this in here. It was so easy when it wasn't gluey. But now it's all gluey. Oh, come on now. It's like trying to do a window envelope when... Yeah, you guys know. Trick is to try to keep it up this direction until it's where I want it. And get my fingers out of here at the same time. I don't want it like that though, because I don't want to see that other line over there. Yeah, my husband had to go get the tire fixed on the Bug. It's sort of been one thing after another with that. lately. So, yeah. It had a bulge, and my son wants to take the Bug and drive it because it gets better gas mileage than his car. So we're trying to get it back to good. Yeah, my daughter just came home with it, and we were like, oh my goodness, what happened to that tire, you know? So yeah, I got that fixed. Because she's got a new car that she bought. Still don't know about the job. Haven't heard. But it's only Monday for me. That was much more difficult than it would have been if I would have done it in the right order. But I didn't. It happens. Put this one down. I think if I do much of anything with these pages, I might glue them together because they are very thin. If I decide to use like paint or gesso or whatever, what have ya. I put that really crooked. Very sticky. Oh, a piece of this here. I don't think so, but I'm really worried about that sticking. Okay, and then we're going to do another art doll here in the black and white. I think that'll be a good choice. I might go ahead and use this one just as a little... You could do hearts too. That would be cute. I'll have to sit and watch TV and make more of these because that's kind of fun. Definitely give it a whirl. I don't know if she'll get lost if I do her on that. She might. And we don't want that to happen. I think it'll still work. And then when I cut these legs out, I left them attached like this at the top just so I wouldn't lose them. But now I have these weird little things I'm going to cut off. And I should have figured out a way to do that with the arms, but a lot of the arms were not right next to each other, so that made that a little more difficult. I'm going to tip this just a little and have this leg like back like that. So maybe I'll get her all glued together first. I'm just going to ink the edges a tiny bit. Don't really have to, but it's white paper, so. Her arms. A lot of the arms and legs could be sort of interchangeable. Like some of the arms you could use as legs and vice versa, just depending. Some of them have, you know, shoes, but like I feel like these could be arms and it would work just fine. So they're kind of fun like that. So I'm going to tip it just a bit. Kind of trying to figure out what the angle of, you know, kind of what the dress would be. I'm going to have her head tipped a bit. She's going to be too tall. No. I think I got her feet backwards, but it doesn't matter. She's silly looking. I did cut these with a little bit of a, I don't know, what do you call it? An edge around them, or a border around them. The heart. I didn't think the heart, did I? These arms are a little weird. It's okay. It works. Okay, this I'm going to glue down. I'm going to kind of just put it at an angle there. She's sort of floating, but I'm not going to stress about it. I've got a big glob of glue on her foot. Gotta glue that arm so it doesn't get caught up on everything. Okay, work. Now I need, I don't know if I want like another little, I don't have a really a little pocket, huh? Yeah, that's too big. Oh, there's a yellow one. I do feel like I need something there, but I'm not sure what. Oh, I could put this down here. Yeah, I like that idea. That idea I like. So it needs to be about there. Now this is the tricky part, is gluing this on. Because it doesn't always want to, you know what I can do? I can put some glue stick on there and then put a little bit of that PVA. Just to get a good grab. Because that glue stick works really well. Got carried away on that. Okay. That's better. I like that. It's very cute. Very cute. This is cute too. Being you. Trying to use up some of the just random stuff I have. And this seems like the perfect place for some of it. Okay, I like that. This is a little wacky. I might actually glue this page to this page because I think that will help with the, you know, you know what I'm saying, the curving, the whoa. Yeah, I might start gluing some pages together because I think that'll work better too if I want to use Posca pins or any of those kind of things. The really cool part about this, like I said yesterday, is if it ends up not working, it's not that big of a loss. It's not like doing a really nice altered book or something and then it doesn't work and you're, you know, I mean, yeah, you put your time and your other paper into it, but if you use digitals like I'm using, it doesn't really matter. other than obviously time, but and it's also easier to get it to lay down because you can lay it flat. See, I have a weird bubble right there. I want to try not to have a lot of bubbles, wrinkles. Oh, see, now I ripped it. Well, you know what I can do? I can cover it with different paper. They're a little tricky because these pages are so thin in this particular book. But we'll cover it and it'll be all right. Okay, so I did take out a couple of the other pages. I definitely think I'm going to start gluing some pages together because I feel like this one is just too thin by itself. So that's definitely something to think about. That will get covered, so I'm not going to stress about that. All right, guys, I think I'm going to stop there for today. I definitely think this is fun and you should try it because in a background, it just doesn't matter. You don't have to stress about it. I could even add so that these go together better. I can add some. I mean, you can just doodle away, honestly, however you want. Sorry, my husband's talking on the phone. I don't know. Hear voices, that's what it is. Okay. I think that's good. Yeah, that kind of ties it together better. So there's our little funny page today. I have no idea what I'm going to put in this pocket. It's a nice big pocket though, so you could totally put, you know, multiple papers in there and that would work. So that's where we're at so far, but definitely I would say glue some pages together because this page I feel like is a lot better than the first one I did. It's all live and learn. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day and we'll chat again soon. Love ya. Bye.